Okay, sixth grade, our objective today is to continue talking about the distributive property and combined like terms. We're also going to talk about something called unit rates today, which are kind of off topic, but it does relate to this chapter. It's an extension of the combined like terms section. So we're going to take about 15 or 20 minutes and talk about unit rates today, which means I moved your quiz again. For real this time, your quiz is on Thursday. I just didn't feel comfortable with teaching you guys something today and then giving you the quiz tomorrow, even though I know some of you guys are definitely ready for the distributive property and combined like terms. So it's not moving anymore. Today we're going to finish up the new lesson. Tomorrow we'll review some way in class tomorrow, depending on how today goes. And then Thursday when you come in, majority of the period will be spent on your 2-1 through 2-3 quiz. That includes any notes we've done up through lesson 2-3, okay? After that quiz, you only have a chapter test, okay? You may use a calculator. This chapter is not like chapter 1 where you could not use a calculator. Annalise? Yep. Yep. Doug? Don't worry about that. We'll get to that when we go over the homework. Charles? Go ahead. No. Good question. Nope. I'll show you eventually. Right now you don't need it though. So hold that thought or ask me before or after class. Okay? Donatus? No, it could be, you can make it be anything. The default is it's 0. Yep. All right, so let's go over the warm-up. I'll randomly call on you guys. If you didn't get to some of the last couple, no big deal. The important part is the ones that you did complete, make sure they're correct. Okay, remember, order doesn't matter as long as you have the terms right. So, Doug, we'll start with you on number 8, please. Good job. Number 9, Justin. Good. And remember, the order doesn't matter. Number 10, Matt, on the warm-up. Good. Nope, I'll go over that if you need me to in a couple minutes. Alex, number 11. Good. Jeremy, number 12. +4, but yes. Number 13, Donatus. Close. The +8 is right. Alyssa, 13. Good. Emma H, 14. Good. Charles, 15. Good. Mary, 16. The -229b is right, but not the other part. Adam, what did you have for 16? No. Emma M? Good job, +142. Okay, so warm up. The problems that you completed, make sure that if you completed them, that you have the correct answer on your paper. If not, cross it off, write the right answer. If you can't figure out what you did wrong, feel free to ask a question now. Charles? Okay. Wait. It's 48u +4. No, it should be 24u +24u. Do you want me to go over it? Okay. Can I move the answer page? Okay, Charles. Ooh, how did I get there? Charles and anyone else that needs number 12. So we have 24u -6, 8 -4u +52. All right, you ready? Drop this down, okay? The -6 gets distributed. So we have 24u -48 plus, negative times a negative is a positive. That's what you forgot. And then drop down the +52. Did I forget a u? No. So then when you add these two, Charles, that's how you get positive 48u. Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Remember, I've been telling you guys, always circle or put a square around the sign that's in front of the number or variable. Distribute the sign with the term. You have to. Okay? Okay, so that's how you get 48u plus 4. Annalise? Okay, pick one. Yep. No, when you're adding, do not add exponents. Leave them alone. Okay, Annalise, so pick one of your other ones. Like I said, we don't have time to do all of them. Okay, so let's do number 16. Okay, 16, we have 10, and then in parentheses, 7 minus 4b minus 9, 21b minus 8. So your first step is to distribute. So you need to distribute the 10 through and the negative 9 through. Okay? When you distribute 10 through, we have 70 minus 40b. Did you have that part? Oh, well, that's why then. And then negative 9 times 21, we have minus 189b. And then plus 72. So if you forget a variable, that's going to throw off your whole answer. Right, because you forgot the b here. So you're going to combine that 40 with the numbers. That's why. So that's why they're both off. You miss one little thing, and it's going to mess up the whole thing. So then now you would just add these numbers, and let me circle these ones. You would combine the terms with the b. So you get negative 229b plus 142. You okay? You're welcome. Emma M? Okay, so let me just go through the first part of it with you then. For number 10, we have this problem. So first thing you do is distribute the 2 through. So you have 6a minus 12. Drop down the minus 15a and the minus 26. So now, here's how you get the negative. 6a minus 15a is negative 9a. You with me? And then negative 12 minus 26 is negative 38. You okay? Okay, Annalise? There you go. Matt? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You guys will learn if you haven't already realized, I typically change all the variables to x because all the other ones kind of annoy me because they could look like numbers. So you're more than welcome to change it to x or whatever letter you prefer, always. Anything this year. Justin? Yeah, don't do that. You know why, right? Okay, make sure if something's in front of parentheses, you multiply it through both numbers that are inside. Okay? All right, anyone else on a number that we didn't go over? Annalise? I can go over the first step with you, yeah. And if you guys have any additional questions, if you already asked them, feel free to let me know later on. Okay, Annalise, first thing you need to do is put a 1 here, because this is really a negative 1 that gets distributed through. So we have negative 19 plus 2g squared. Did you have that when you distributed? Okay, that's why. A negative 1 times a negative 2 is a positive 2. You okay? Sure? From there, you just combine like terms. Right. Right. Charles? No. Because not all, you're telling me that if you're going to change all the variables to 1, that you're going to get the same answer? No. Okay. You guys would all get the same answer, but you would not get the same answer that we just went over because the variable wouldn't be there anymore. Okay, yes. Yes, I got your question though. Yes, 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 correct. When there's variables involved, that's a whole different story. But the way you're saying it, Charles, yes. Donatus. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 12 times 1 plus 6. Is that what you just said? Is the same thing as what? Where are you getting this? Okay. Well, let's see. You can help us figure this out. Okay, Donatus. On the first one. So what do you need to do first? Okay, which is what? Okay, well, the whole answer is 18. Good. Okay, the second one, what do you need to do first? Okay, what do you get? Good. And then what's 5 plus 7? Okay, so let me rewrite everything else. Okay, now what? What do you need to do next? Say that again? No. What do you need to do next? Which is? Good. Okay, now what? Okay. Oh, I know. Thank you. Okay, now what? Okay, which is? Yeah, you do not. But I need to. Did you tell me the right problem? Okay, we'll come back to this. I want to go over homework, Donatus, and I'll come back to this later or tomorrow. Okay? Because I want to make sure you told me the right numbers. Okay? Okay. And that's why. We'll come back to it. Okay? Are you guys okay if I come back to it, or is it going to bother you? Hold on. What should have been 23, Charles? What number were you looking at, Donatus? Okay, what number were you looking at? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going to come back to it because that's just disastrous as of now. We'll come back to it. All right, let's go to homework, Annalise. Yeah, but they were talking about if you put 1 in for the variable. They were talking about something different. All right, so homework, ready? And we'll come back to that, and we still need to talk about weekends, I know. Okay, distributive property. I'm going to read through the answers that are up here, and if they're correct, I'll let you know. So you should be checking page 40. Okay, number 1, negative 3x plus 21. Number 2 is not right. Hold on. Am I looking at the wrong answer? No, I'm not. Okay, anyone else want to try number 2? Alyssa. Good job. Okay, number 3 is not right. Okay, number 3, Annalise. Good job. Number 4 is, oh, Jeremy, you got to raise your hand. 16n squared plus 80n plus 18. Number 5 should be negative 59x minus 29. Number 6 is 24 minus 120n. So negative 120, oh geez, this should be an n, plus 24. Number 7 is not right. Anyone have a different answer for 7? Matt? Close. Emma H? Yep, number 7. Good job. Okay, number 8, 46x minus 74x squared. Perfect. Number 9, Alex? Nope. Wait, you're on the wrong one. Number 9. Good. Negative 6n minus 25. Number 10 needs fixed. Sean, number 10? Good job. Okay, we had a lot of mistakes on that. That's typically not common. So what problems do you guys need me to go over? Briar? 10? Okay. Did everyone check your answers? Can I move this? No? Okay, good. Okay, if you did not check your answers and or correct your answers, go ahead and take a minute and do that. And then I will go over number 10 for Briar and any other ones that you guys need me to go over. If you guys have your hands up, just wait a second till we go over number 10. I have a feeling that a lot of your mistakes are with the negatives, missing a negative sign or not multiplying them correctly. So we should be able to take care of that. The negatives. Yeah, I have a feeling that's what happened. Bless you. Okay, I'm going to move this, but I'll come back to it if you guys need me to. Okay, Briar, let's start with number 10. So -2, and then x plus 9, minus 4x, and then 3 minus 2x. All right, Briar. First thing you need to do is take the -2, distribute it through. Take the -4x, distribute it through. You ready? -2 times x is -2x. -2 times 9 is -18. -4x times 3 is -12x. You with me? -4x times -2x is positive 8x squared. Did you find your mistake yet? Okay, you got that. All right, so then our next step is the 8x squared does not have a like term, so we drop it down. The -2x and the -12x are like terms, so we can combine those. The -18 gets dropped down. It does not have a like term. So, Briar, we have -2x minus 12x is -14x. Rewrite the -18 and rewrite the plus 8x squared. What did you do? Okay, just take, you probably was just because you were going too fast, I'm guessing. Do you think that's why? Okay, just take your time, because I know you know what a like term is. Zach? Doesn't matter. Order. Technically, and I said this before, technically you should have them in order from the largest exponent down to the smallest, but because it's not in our textbook for this year, I will not take off for that. Okay? So the order doesn't matter for this year. Next year, though, you want to make sure your exponents are in order from largest to smallest. So this would be first, then this, then this. Does that make sense? Okay. Emma M? Okay, number 2. Okay, number 2, we have -9x and then 5x plus 4 plus 10x plus 3. Okay, so make sure you're checking your work as I'm going over it. Step 1 is distribute the -9x through. So we get -45x squared. -9x times 4 is -36x. 10 times x is positive 10x. 10 times 3 is 30. Okay, that's the important part. So that's weird. You probably did what Briar did too. So drop down this because it does not have a like term. Combine -30x and positive 10x. Okay. Okay, but just remember, since that has a squared, you cannot combine it with the ones that just have an exponent of a 1. Okay. So this becomes -26x, and then drop down your plus 30 because there are not any other constants to add to that. You okay? So that's easy to fix. You're doing the important stuff right. Mary? Pick one. Eight's probably harder. Okay, I'm going to do number 8. All right, Mary. First step, distribute, okay? So we have -9x that we're distributing to the first set of parentheses. -9x times -9 is positive 81x. If anyone else missed this problem, make sure you're following with us. Negative 9x times positive 6x is minus 54x squared. Is that where you messed up? Okay, do you want me to keep going? Okay. The next part, distribute the negative 5x through. Negative 5x times 7 is minus 35x. Negative 5x times positive 4x is negative 20x squared. Okay, you're just making your negative mistakes. Emma, you know the concept. You're just adding and subtracting wrong. That's easy to fix. Mary, are you with me since you asked about this one? Okay. Next step, figure out what the like terms are. Any term with an x and a squared is a like term. Any term with just an x is a like term. So that's how we end up with 46x minus 74x squared. You sure? Emma M, you okay with that one? Okay. Alyssa. Good job. Yeah, and that on a test or quiz, that won't happen because the problem will be right in front of you. So you also should not make that mistake on an assessment. Yeah, if you guys figure out your own mistake, that's great. Make sure you look through it while you're waiting for me to get to you guys, because I know a lot of you had questions. Justin? Okay. Can you tell me, Justin, what did you get after you distributed? Let me start there with you. Yep. That's why. What's negative 2 times negative 10? You put 12 instead of 20. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Go ahead and see if you can fix it, Justin. And if you can't, I'll come back to it. Okay? Annalise? What do you mean you forgot an x? Like you didn't have x squared? Okay, but you need to keep the x there because 45 is not squared. It's the x that's squared. Yeah, I'm not sure either. You just need to make sure that you're rewriting the x. You see the x squared? You just need to drop it down. Okay. Emma H? How do you do number 3? Okay. Tell me what you got after you distributed. That's why. Stop right there. What's 1n times 10n? It should be plus 10n squared minus 4n squared plus 3n. Okay? You'll be fine. We're going to do another assignment with that tonight. All right. Any other questions? I know no one has their hand up right now, but any other questions? See me before class tomorrow or at the end, and we'll talk about that. Justin, did you redo it? You okay? All right. We're going to have another assignment on this tonight. You'll be fine. That's why I moved the quiz to Thursday. Okay? All right. Let's open up our notes to this cool lesson of rates and unit rates. Oh, yeah. So exciting. So don't you guys like the penguin and the alligator? They do make noise, but I don't think I have my speakers on. No, I don't. So we're going to talk for about 10 or 15 minutes about rates and unit rates. This is typically easier for you guys than the combined like terms and distributive property. There's not as many steps on these. So in your notes, this is page 8. It's only one page. Page 8 of your notes. Rates and unit rates. Nope. So before we start, can anyone explain in your own words what a rate is? Annalise, what's a rate? You could say the pace. Like if you're going for a run, miles per hour. Yep, you could do that. Mary, what else? Good. Rates are always used for comparison. Always. I could compare the class average to your individual score in our next test. The last test we took, the average was awesome. So you were all pretty close to that. There were a lot of A's. Let's take it a step further. What's a unit rate? What's a unit rate? Justin? Good job. Great job. Did you learn this before or did you just know that? Awesome. A unit rate is how much each individual item costs, or how long it takes you to run each mile, or anything else that you're comparing. It's always comparing one thing. In other words, a unit rate always has one in the denominator. So let's start off with two definitions. The first one is a rate, which you guys all told me you did a great job with this. Try to write these if you can. Rate is a comparison using division of quantities measured in different units, often is expressed as fractions. So it's a comparison of two items using division of quantities measured in different units, often expressed as fractions. I always think of this, I like to cut coupons when I go grocery shopping. So I always think of this when I compare, you know, maybe yogurt or cottage cheese or cereal, anything that if two different distributors have different ounces or a different amount in each package, you could find the unit rate to see which one's cheaper. Now, if you have a coupon for an item, that makes it even cheaper and a better buy. So this is something you could use a lot with shopping if your parents are trying to figure out, well, what's cheaper? What brand? Well, this one's a little bit bigger than this one. Well, see what the unit rate is. That will help you out tremendously when you are trying to price shop and price compare. Justin? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's good because sometimes the stores will try to trick you into something's on sale, like buy one, get one free. But meanwhile, the buy one is they marked it up. So it's a lot more than it typically is. Adam? Okay. Oh, so now do you know? Okay. You mean at school you guys had to do this? Oh. So you technically were supposed to use a unit rate or you don't know? Okay. Mary? That's cool. You can. Zach? Yeah. Yep. That's smart shopping though. Get things on sale because they're going to be on sale earlier. Briar? You made your mom do. Okay. Well, that's smart. And she just made payments monthly or as often as they told her to. Okay, you just wanted it. All right, all right. Adam, she has it all done. Yeah. Do you sometimes figure it out? Yeah. Hold on one second, Emma. Oh, that's funny. You can smell it. All right, next term, I want to go through some examples. So we had a great discussion about rate and unit rate already. So more specifically, the definition from your book of a unit rate is it has a denominator of 1 when the rate is written as a fraction. A unit rate often has the word per or for every, okay? So miles per hour, dollars per ounce, miles every hour, anything like that. There are many, many different unit rate examples that I could give you. The important part that you remember is that the denominator is 1, and it often contains the comparison words such as per or for every, anything that's comparing two quantities. And I put some examples down here. Bless you, you don't need to write those, but you could. 80 miles for every 1 hour, 30 words for every 1 minute. Maybe you guys can type really quickly. Well, how many words can you type every minute? So here are just, hold on, Doug and MIH, hold on. These are just two basic examples of unit rates. We'll just hold that thought for now, okay? Always a 1 in the denominator. A rate is always comparing two quantities. And I kind of like that idea of the project that Adam and Emma M were talking about. That's neat. A neat way to introduce you to unit rates if you know that that's what it is, you know? But apparently you guys didn't, right? They just didn't tell you that. Okay, so we're going to do some examples. There's only 4 on here, and then I think I'm going to do one of the word problems. Okay, so number 1, a car travels 110 miles in 2 hours. The first thing I need you to do, write down rate and write down unit rate. We're going to have an answer for each of them. Write down rate and write down unit rate. We're going to have an answer for both of them. Jeremy, you with me? I know there's not much room, so however you need to organize it, just you can write it sideways if that's easier for you. What is the rate for number 1? What is the rate written as a fraction, Charles? 110 miles over, good job, 2 hours. Cool. So that's the rate. It compares 2 quantities. It's written as a fraction. It's written as a quotient. What is the unit rate of number 1? Justin. How'd you do that, Justin? Good job. 55 miles for every 1 hour. Justin just simply divided them. It's not always going to divide out nicely. Sometimes it could divide out and be a decimal. Okay? That's okay if that happens. Emma M? I wouldn't call that an expression. The rate is your initial fraction. So what did you start off with? The rate is comparing 2 quantities, but it does not necessarily have to have a 1 on the denominator. A unit rate is comparing each unit or each item. In this case, it's comparing miles to each hour. Does that help? Okay, Charles, question? Yep. Yep. Every 1 hour. Yep. Yes, yes. Yes. You could also write this as 55 miles per hour. Yes. Yep. Good point there. So yes, you could also write it with the word per in between. I'm keeping it as a fraction because typically you'll see it written as a fraction. All right. This one, I want to do the money over ounces. So money over ounces, what is the rate if we do money in the top? Doug? Good. $2.99 for every 16 ounces. Now, you can compare it the other way as well and do ounces over money. You know, you're going to get how many ounces per dollar. The reason that I like to write it like this is when you're shopping, you like to see how much it costs per ounce. Okay? Just to me, it's easier to do it this way. If you do it the other way on a test or quiz, I would not mark it wrong because it still is a rate. You are still comparing 2 items. Okay, what is the unit rate of this one? This one you would probably need a calculator for because we didn't get to division by hand with decimals. So if you have your calculator out, what is the unit rate? Briar? Are you Briar? Briar, did you get 18 cents? Okay. So it's actually like, yeah, it's like point. Yeah. So really, we should round it up to 19 because after the 8 is a number larger than 5. So I'm going to round it up to 19 cents for every 1 ounce. You could also write it as 19 cents per ounce. Yeah. So that's pretty cheap. 19 cents per ounce for cereal. Now, that's not very much cereal, but if you want to compare it per ounce, there you go. Emma M? If you're talking about money, yes. Since it's money, yeah, I would leave it. When we're dealing with money, kind of like on your Chapter 1 test, it's nice to round it so that it still is in money format, so like just change. So when you go to a store, it's typically how you see it. They're not going to ask you for 187 thousandths cents. You know what I mean? As opposed to 19 cents. Adam? Yes, you're exactly right, but they want us to compare it with ounces. But you're right. If you convert it to pounds, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it all works out. But Adam, yeah, you can do that. All right, I want you guys to do number 3 on your own. So do number 3 on your own. Don't worry about 4 if you want. But right now, just do 3 on your own. Okay. So remember, the rate is comparing two quantities. The unit rate is always going to compare a unit or a quantity. It's going to have 1 in the denominator. Exactly, Charles. That's why. Okay, number 3, Annalise, what is the rate? Good job. Emma H., what is the unit rate? Keep going. Per hour or over 1 hour, either way. So your family drove 420 miles in 3 hours. More than likely they're speeding if they drove 140 miles in an hour. So remember, you could also write that as 140 miles per hour if your hand is up. Is this a question on the problem? Charles? You divided wrong. Shh, you divided wrong, Charles. Charles, do you want me to show you long division? Charles, here you go. Okay. Okay. Shh, shh, shh. Any other questions on the problem, Annalise? Well, we're not going to do number 4. So can you hold that for tomorrow? Are you okay on 1, 2, and 3? Okay. All right. So tomorrow we're going to do 4, 5, and then talk about the distance formula. So we're not going to worry about that yet. Okay. Partly. Okay. So here's going to be your homework. Okay. The first part, is this hard to see? Okay, your homework is going to be in the book, page 77. So this is the first part. And you're going to do 1 to 5 and 7. And then in your homework packet, page 39, 1 to 10. Ready, guys? Some of you still didn't listen. On, what do you think I'm going to write here? Loose leaf. On loose leaf. Okay? There is a very good chance that I may collect and grade page 39 in your homework packet. I'll say that again. There's a very good chance that I may collect and grade this. Hint, hint. This homework in your book is on unit rates. The reason I didn't give you a lot of problems on that is because if you can do a couple of them, I know you can find any unit rate. I am going to do some application with this tomorrow and show you some word problems of when you would see something that truly uses a unit rate, and we're going to apply it a little bit more. Okay, so for now, just try those. And then this is the combined like terms worksheet. It looks like this on loose leaf in your notebook. If not, and I collect and grade it, it's going to be a 0 out of 10. Show your work. The reason is I'd like you to learn from your mistakes. Alyssa. No, no. You can keep all your work and answer on loose leaf. And if you do that, I'll just collect your loose leaf tomorrow if I happen by chance to collect it. Okay. Annalise. Yes. Oh, on your homework, there's 1 or 2. You'll be fine. Tomorrow we're going to do more. I gave you guys, there's 1 or 2 problems up here that are going to make you think a little bit, but you can do them. Okay? Emma M. Oh, definitely. Yes. This chapter, you can use your calculators. Annalise. All right. If you guys are good, go ahead and get packed up. Good job today.